What's up? It's your friendly neighborhood DJ Jazz Hands here with Loren Lester here at Wizard World 2017. Loren, how you liking Wizard World so far?
I'm loving it. I've never been to St. Louis, so this is a really nice experience.
Oh, really? Hopefully you like the food. I've heard we got pretty good food here.
I ate quite a bit today. I had a great time, yes.
Awesome. So you've worked on quite a lot of awesome cartoons, one being specifically the 90s Batman TV series. How was that like getting to work and knowing after all these years that like it's some people still say it's like the definitive Batman cartoon?
Well, that's the thing. We had no idea that 25 years later we'd still be talking about this. And so it's really kind of a wonderful surprise for everybody involved. We knew we were doing a really good show. We knew it was really special and really different. It wasn't a cartoon. It was more like a feature movie. But had no idea, I'd be doing Comic-Cons 25 years later and have two generations of fans, so it's great.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, like I said, I grew up with this series. I absolutely love this series, coming home from school and getting to sit down and watch it. And you played Robin / Nightwing, correct?
That's right.
How was that, first of all, like getting to play Robin, but then also getting to play the transition into Nightwing? As an actor, that had to have been kind of cool to play this kid, like not kid, but this more younger character growing up and kind of striking out on his own. How was that for you?
Oh, it was great because Nightwing becomes like a real superhero. I mean, Robin is a superhero wannabe. He's learning, he's always taking guff from Batman. Nightwing doesn't take guff from anybody. So he was his own man, and I actually enjoyed Nightwing. It's my favorite animated character I've ever played, and I'm thrilled I get to do it again. This year it's coming out in Batman and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about that? I mean, I know it's like been just released, and honestly, the art style kind of looks just like the old 90s Batman cartoon. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, Bruce Timm, who was in charge of the original series, he was in charge of this movie, so it is a real tribute to that. It's a tribute to that world of the 90s animated series. And there's a lot of cool surprises. I can't really talk about them script-wise, but it's going to take people on a lot of interesting plot twists and laughs. It's going to be very funny.
I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. When I saw that it was coming out and how it looked like the original, like I said, it was like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So when you were doing Nightwing from Robin or anything, did you try to change your voice just a little bit to kind of fit the character a little bit better?
Yeah, because as I said, he became his own superhero. I lowered my voice, and I was calmer and slower. Robin is very excited. What are we going to do, Batman? And Nightwing is, I know what to do, Batman. Let me handle it. So...
That's fantastic, and I absolutely love that. And now you also played in G.I. Joe, correct?
That's right. I played Barbecue.
Barbecue. That's awesome. So what was that? I mean, because that's like a completely different cartoon. It's more, I mean, it is and it isn't. Like, I remember watching it back when it came out on Cartoon Network, like the reruns when I was younger. And that was such an interesting time, but it was like such a huge hit. How was that for you?
Well, it was my first cartoon. It was my first, series. My first series. I had done animated TV movies and things like that. But that was the first series where I had a recurring role. So it was a thrill. It was thrilling.
That's awesome. I mean, G.I. Joe has been, one of the top products. I mean, it's like Transformers, G.I. Joe. Right. It's been fantastic. So, I mean, it was awesome to, hear you in that. Well, what else was it kind of like, I mean, back then for the kind of recording of G.I. Joe, and how was it back then?
Well, I was the youngest person in the room, so a lot of the people in the cast, well, all the people in the cast were veterans who had done a lot of stuff. So I learned a lot, working with them and watching them, and it was hilarious. They were very, very funny people. Like Michael Bell, he's still a very good friend of mine, and man, he's hilarious.
That's fantastic. I love hearing that kind of stuff and behind the scenes from almost anything. I mean, really. So kind of just diverting a little bit back towards Batman. Did you have a favorite moment on the 90s Batman TV show? And do you have maybe a favorite villain that Nightwing or Robin went up against?
Well, my favorite episode is Old Wounds because I got to play Robin and Nightwing in the same episode.
Oh, wow.
It was in flashbacks. They talked about Robin. And I have so many favorite villains. It's so hard to say. I worked with Paul Williams as the Penguin, and I mean, there were so many of them.
That's fantastic. So, last question, I promise. Yeah. Do you have any more other work besides the Batman and Harley Quinn, I believe it's called?
Well, unfortunately, we can't talk about projects because we have to sign a non-disclosure agreement. In fact, I haven't been able to talk about Batman and Harley Quinn for a year. We did it a year ago, and I wasn't allowed to talk about it. So I have things coming out, but can't talk about it.
Alrighty, I understand that completely. Well, thank you so much. Again, it's been it's been an honor, and we'll got more cool stuff coming from Wizard World 2017. Bye, guys.
Bye.